No,
next.
that's when LVP comes in. Let her go. I mean, what are you going to do with her? Unless she gets unless she starts dating Leonardo DiCaprio, what are you going to do with her?
Well, to your point last time, what sugar daddy would not run from her?
Yeah. I mean, if it's true, I read that somewhere today or yesterday that the judge in LA said that the victims can go after her money because she was married to Tom when the crimes were being committed. I mean, it's going to be a lot to pay back $25 million when you're making 600 million or 600,000 a season.
So they can go after her wages from this.
If it's all settled, and when the lawsuits are all settled and this is all done, and it's not like Tom's going to last forever. I mean, his health is failing.
And can they go after his money? Like,
he is bankrupt.
He has nothing. There's
nothing.
I just don't get it. That's my biggest question. Where is this money? That is what I am concerned. Like, I just want to know, where is it?
I think that they need to say when these settlements came in, right? I just look at the one guy, the burn victim from the PG&E up in San Francisco that was on the Hooker and Hustler show. That guy was supposed to get, I think it was like 11 or 12 million. And I don't know how much he got, but then they tried to settle it. I just read this today, and he was supposed to start getting payments. They said, okay, we're going to start paying you, right? And they made one payment and then he didn't get it. So whatever the amount of money is, if his firm is $101 million in debt, they owe $101 million. Nobody is really getting shit. Nothing. And that could be their landlords. They didn't pay their rent bills, his American Express bills with all of his credit cards he didn't pay. I read somewhere that he owes American Express over, $200,000. It's some crazy exorbitant amounts of money. The houses, did it sell? I mean, it was lowered and lowered and lowered.
It didn't sell.
There's no money. There's no money. He is.
Well, I can tell you who's not going to see any of the money: the victims, because they are probably 100%. At the bottom of this bankruptcy chain.
And when it's all said and done, and the money comes through all this, the attorneys are going to get paid first. That's the truth. The attorneys are going to get paid, and these people are going to get, if there's anything, they are going to get literally cents on the dollar.
The IRS is going to be way up. I mean, they get paid. I think they're way up there first. Yeah. So like I'm telling you, they're not going to get, these victims are not going to get anything.
No. And they will be able to, I think they will be able to claw back some of the money that she has if they can find it. And if they do find money that they've hidden in accounts or whatever, they will find it. Sooner or later, they will.
I know. This is where it's like, this is where it's like, no one can feel sorry for you. No one.
Right. That's how, I mean, no matter how much you can talk about, a messed up childhood and this and that, and that there's obviously issues. And I do recognize that it was not a perfect life. Ultimately, when you just look at black and white on a piece of paper, the numbers and whose money it is and who's owed that, come on.
Right. Like, did you have moments of feeling guilty? And then you're like, okay, wait, it's time for me to go on stage. Like, oh, wait, or like, I feel guilty, but wait, like I'm in Cartier and I have to have this ring. And I mean, I feel guilty, but I can't stop myself from putting down the credit card, and I have to have this emerald ring. Like, I mean.
No. And I think that goes back to, remember when we were talking last time and I said that I think that mentality goes back to when you're young and she was, go dancing or stripping, whatever it was. And there's guys coming in there with their paycheck that they just cashed and given her the money that is the grocery store money that they should take home to their wife.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
She has the hole in her heart. She's just like filling it up to like make up for her childhood, which I get it. I get the psyche behind it, but that's where it's like,
It's
figure out
Survivor.
why you're doing this and break the habit.
Fix it. Fix it. Yeah.
Well, so much for a short chat, Kathryn.
Yeah, shoot.
It's just because
We'll
you
have
and
to
I
figure-
can talk for hours.
It's the psychology of it all. It's
I
the
like to break, I've
psychology.
always liked to break the fourth wall. Like, I can't
Mhm.
have a show where I talk about these things as if these people, if it's real life. Like, I need to break, like, I like talking about, like, this is what we see on the show and this is the reality of the situation. Like, I
Right.
can't
Right.
pretend this one's mad at this one. This is just not how it works.
The interesting part is what the way you see it and I see it, and the things that you think are not real and I think, no, that's kind of real, and I believed it and you didn't believe it. And yeah, I think we agree on pretty much everything. I think that there's a few times where you're like, I'm calling bullshit on that, and I'm like, no, I bought that.
I don't
Or
even
vice
know.
versa.
I wish I knew why. You're
mean,
giving
not-
you're giving Rinna. I mean, I'm gonna think about it. You're giving Rinna as a, listen, you know her more than I do. I mean, you filmed with her. You're giving her more of a, like, I don't even think past. You're just giving her more credit for being a human being than I am giving her.
yeah,
But I
I'm
don't
giving
know her. I've met her in passing in New York, but that doesn't mean she was on my show. That's not knowing her. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm my feelings and everything that I say that feels like I'm giving her credit is based on who I knew her to be a long time ago. And I want to believe that even though what we see on television and what we see her doing to make a paycheck is real, she's doing all these things, but I don't believe that is really who she is. I think she's gonna like take the money and run. She's laughing all the way to the bank, and when it's all said and done, and however many years when this is over, she's gonna say, listen, people, I know I was an asshole. I was socking away my nest egg for retirement. I'm no spring chicken. Harry and I want to go off to Canada and live in the woods and have a quiet life. Maybe.
And when she started with you season 6, she was just like, what is this? Like, I mean, she knew what it was, but she was nice. And she's like, let's have fun. Let's make a go of this. Like, she wasn't like, you got to go argue with that. Like, she wasn't calculating none of that.
No. And she gave me nothing. Like, she did not help me out. She didn't tell me, look out for this, look out for that. Like, she was not helping me out. And when I asked her, I think we were, what airport were we in? I think we were in Atlanta going to Dubai. And I literally like said to her and Eileen both, we were in the lounge. I said, I just need to know, like, how much of this shit is real? Like, are you guys serious? Like, is this real? I was like, someone give me a freaking lifeline, because I'm losing my mind here. This is crazy shit with the Munchausen and LVP making the comment about Eileen's husband, them hooking up. And the anger level was so great that I didn't buy it. Like, I felt like the whole thing was so fake, but they weren't telling me that it wasn't. And they wanted me to believe that they really meant everything they were saying. And Erika was there when this happened. I was like, come on. Like, do you really feel this way? Tell me this is not fake. And then Rinna said, well, I will say that the show is highly produced. That was her wording.